Hi everybody, Ken from Oz here. This video I'm going to just do an update. This is my February 2014 update on my Filofax that I use. So let's begin. Now for a lot of you, you already know that I have a A5 Balmoral. This is my ideal Filofax. It's a very large and spacious Filofax, and I'll just turn on the sides. You can see it's got the Filofax F on the spine, and I've chased this for a long time. It has that extra pocket on the outside, which is what I was after, and it is every bit what I was wanting, so I'm just very happy with it. And so I'm going to go through the bits and pieces about what I've got inside. Some of it's brand new, some of it's pretty standard that I've been keeping, but that's the nature of Filofaxes. You use what you know works and modify and keep looking for different ways to just get the planner working for you. So anyway, let's begin. So the outside, beautiful, quality leather. It's very shiny, and I quite like it. It's got the outside clip, and if you can see there, it's got the two press studs, so you can close it tight, or if you've got a lot in it, then you've got plenty of room with that. So I quite like that. So let's open it up, and on the inside you can see I've got basically the same things, gift cards and stamps on here. I've got a little pocket here which I've got a couple of stickers, and I've got some pen inserts and refills in case I run out, and then another pocket on this side which I keep prescriptions and important documents, and also cards, some birthday cards and thank you cards. I just tend to have those there in case I need them. And there's also then a pressed stud clip there that keeps that all together. And let me just put that over there. The same cover sheet. I have a plastic. I used to use this as a dashboard last year, but now I realise that I really do like the fact of opening it up to have a look. And this was just a divider that I made out of cardstock, and then I just laminated it and also printed on just Word document, just a small little label which I cut out carefully and pasted just before I laminated. I think one of the big things changing is the pens that I'm using, and I actually have gone down to just one pen, and here it is. Now over the years I have been talking about all the pens I use. I do find that what I like the best is a very fine point, and so I was using a very fine pen from Typo. That was a 0.38, and that worked really well for me. And then I discovered these Pilot Coletto pens, and these are multi insert pens, and this is a Coletto 4. And so what I've got here is pencil, and I just think that's wonderful because I've got a pencil in the pen, and red, which is the colours I use, and I've got two black, and they're all the same size, 0.4 in size for ink. And at the moment this is really working for me. It's very fine, and I don't use a lot of colours, as you'll see in a few minutes, and the pencil is good for writing notes, and also the black is what I use as standard. Red I would use occasionally to highlight something. Being a teacher as well, if I need to mark something, that's always there. So, but the Coletto multi coloured pen is just what's working for me. And the good thing is that even though it's quite a thick pen, it does fit quite well into the pen holder on that side. Now there's another pen holder on this side. It's a bit thin, and I'm just not using it at the moment, and that's fine. So I'm now down to just one type of pen, and I'm getting quite happy with that. Alright, flicking through the front bit, standard map. And I guess really the design for my dividers is this sort of Victoriana, sciencey, adventure map, 1700s, 1800s look. I just think it looks good. I think the colours are great. It sort of works in well with this binder here. So got the world map, just some timetables for things at meetings that I need to know. Did some notes on a holiday, just wanting to go back to this place next year with my family, so I just wrote a lot of notes which I'm going to keep there, adding on things to remember, what to do, when to book, things like that. To-do lists, and this is my major list. It's got a checkpoint on either side. I just tick them off as I go, and these are for long-term projects, so I add to these. I look at these probably every week just to make sure that I've got my chores and jobs up to date. So there's a couple of pages of those. Some business ideas and notes, and if you know me, you know that I do lots and lots and lots of notes, and so these are in paper. I'm using the checkpoints as well for goals. I've reinforced this with some washi tape. Now, I'm not a big washi tape fan. I love to use it well, but it just doesn't seem to work for me. But reinforcing the back of important papers I don't want to be torn out is basically what I'm using them for. This is an interesting picture. If you've followed my videos over the years, you'd see that I had these goals. And what I did was I picked out maybe the 6 Filofaxes I really wanted. 30mm rings, A5 size, and of course the Balmoral was the number 1 there. And I not only just wrote them down, but I actually got the pictures and a little bit of an outline just to have it as a bit of a focus. And what I have found is that I have, as I got them, I ticked them, put the date on, and it was just a great way to center my goals and remembering what I need and being on the lookout for these things. Now, I haven't got all of them, and some of them that I did get, I have then moved on, sold them, or passed them on, because I did find that the Balmorals, which were here, and I have 2 of these, one for work, one for home, and they were just what I really wanted. So there's my number 1 was the Balmorals, number 2 was the Stratford, which I loved, and that was the one that the Balmorals replaced, and it was a great binder. I really loved it, and I was very sad to see it go, but I couldn't just leave it on the shelf. I really did need to pass it on to someone to look after it, and it's now got a great home. So I've got Portland Grand, which is on my wish list, and I'd love to see one in person, which I haven't really looked at before, because I think that's got, well, it ticks a lot of the boxes as well. But at the moment, I'm very happy with the Balmorals, and I'll go there. Just a chart that I need to use every now and again. Some more long-term goals, some visual planner, so you've got diagrams, not just lists. Lots of paper. Now, these are ongoing lists, and if you actually notice, you'll see these are the Collins-Debden inserts, which I used almost a year ago. Still using them, I just rehold them. And so these are notes that are quite old, but I just haven't really got around to rewriting them. And of course, I use lots of these post-it notes. So think of something at work, in the car. I just put them on post-it notes, put them down, transfer them when I've got time to think through the things that I've got there. So big on post-it notes, planning. Again, more notes, so you don't need to see that. Some household ideas, measurements, and again, these are quite old. These are quite, at least a year old or even longer. Measurements for various cupboards and areas that if I'm ever needing to go to the hardware store, I've got those already down. Just some more notes, ideas, scribbles, or looking to make up logos, and so on. So ideas for YouTube and my blog. So lots of notes and information. Now, I've got a few pages here for my journal. Now, if you've also seen my video for my journal, I print on Kiki K cotton cream paper, and these are just there. If I ever feel like I do need to journal when I am away and my journal isn't with me, then I've got the paper that I can then write on and then transfer it in. So I've just only got a couple of pages there, and I also print up these little designs as well, so just makes it look a bit better. So lots of paper and more notes and diagrams that we're looking at remodeling our front yard, so just getting ideas down, and mind maps. I'm really into mind maps, so this is a little insight into how I think, but I do think in pictures, I do think in ideas, and these mind maps I use for a lot of my thinking. Lists as well. Bullet points are great, but I think the mind map just broadens my thinking out as well. So this is a nice grey piece of paper I got from one of the Filofaxes. I don't like the coloured ones too much, but this one just was what I had at hand, and I actually quite like it now because it looks it's different. It highlights this idea that I was going through, and yeah, so grey paper isn't too bad. Pink, yellow, not too sure. And again, there's just more notes and more notes and more notes, more mind maps and whatever. Okay, calendar. I print my own calendar up. I use this very, very frequently, and I use a horizontal one which I've printed up myself. Things like birthdays and things that I know are locked in, I will then print them up. Holidays or public holidays are in green, weekends are in light blue, and anything else then I just hand write into those. I also have put some my favourite quotes at the bottom. Maybe I won't do that next year because I don't quite read them anymore because I already know them. But this works for me. I like the horizontal space there, and at a glance I can see what I need to do. So we're in February at the moment, not a lot happening. Post-it notes, of course. Highlight important appointments, and as things go, I just write them, tick them off, paying a bill, ticket, and so on. So sending card reminders, I do that at least 3 weeks in advance. I just make sure that I've got the card ready to send, birthdays, anniversaries, and so on. That keeps me organised. Any appointment will be written in here and then transferred into my week on 2 pages. So there's a few more bits, won't go through everything. At the very end of the calendar I've got some dates to remember for 2015, and also a January calendar just because my vacation time leans over from December to January, so it helps me just to get the year started. Then I'll transfer what I need over and print up a new calendar for the next year. Next one is my actual diary, and it's a Filofax week on 2 pages, and this is just the English version. I was really, I've also mentioned that in videos, quite annoyed at all the multi-language marks that on the standard ones. Nothing wrong with it, except that it tends to just take up a lot of my page space, and it's sort of a bit annoying. So this is just in plain English, which is my first language, and I find that a little bit better. Now here's my setup. I won't go through exactly what I do, but on the right side of the page I have bullet points, to-do lists checked off, and on the left side I have my timetable, and as I do things I cross it off or tick. I washi tape, and this is the only real time I do washi tape apart from reinforcing. I have this barbed wire washi tape which is just great. It's see-through except for the barbed wire, and I just use it as a division for my weekend and also the notes section up the top here. So I just think it looks good. It's black and white, it's simple, it does its purpose. I'd rather have this than just a plain line through it, and it works for me. Things up here I do a lot of, I'll stick some things in, or just do some bullet points, again just reminders and so on. That wasn't a great busy week, but it still filled up. I do tend to just write everything in, even small things. It just reminds me when I'm writing in my journal. I might look back at this page and go, oh yeah, well I went to the supermarket here, and just little reminders of what I did. And again, the lists are on the side there. Now if I don't get to everything, I use the bullet journal idea. I tick it off if it's done, and if it's not done I'll put a little arrow, a horizontal arrow through the check box, and then that gets transferred over. That tells me that I've moved that forward. So again, this is probably a typical week. I've actually found another very thin washi tape divider with spoons and forks. It's very rustic Victoriana look, and it just separates out the 2 sections, and you can see up there. So and it looks like the A5 page is 4 pieces of cutlery. Fork, spoon, knife, and another fork there. So it's easy also just to pull off and gauge that length as well. It's simple, it does the job, and I do like, it needs to look good for me, and I find this works really well. So that's getting to January, and of course I put stickers at the national holiday for Australia is Australia Day, which is in January, so I put this little Australia flag sticker. I do mention things, I do on this day as well, which I did a video for, and if something important is happening I will write it probably up here, just on the very top of the day section, just as a little reminder as well. So lots of lists, lots of schedules. Now, what I have changed in from previous videos is the page marker. I used to use the rulers, and now I'll just take this out so you can have a look at this page. Again, sticking, very busy thinking, jobs, chores. But I use this as a page turner, and I did a video on this, so check out my YouTube channel to find out how to make these Kent from Oz page turners. It just meant that I could have the page totally open, and when I'm looking for the page I can reach over, I'll show you, reach over, grab it, turn it, it flips open and the whole page is there, and the ruler's not imposing on all of the other things. So that works really well for me. I also use it as a mini dashboard with the highlighter and also the flags that point. I write must do on these, or have a look, or important, and that just grabs my eye attention, and so on. Now what you can see, it's a little bit not too clear on this video, is that I've also did a video, and if you check out my channel you'll see it, on printing directly onto these Filofax pages. Now what I've tried to do here is to actually put a time scale down on the left side and then the checkpoints, because that seems to be how I work. So it's a trial at the moment. So you can see I've been handwriting these in, and also the times. I just wasn't too happy that my handwriting is very, very big, and also it just I like it to be in proportion. So the day starts at say 6 here and finishes around 7 here, and I wasn't really writing them in properly, and it was just a small thing that was bugging me. So I printed them out, testing the size, the font, and how to do it. And this is a different version to this one, and I think this one hits the mark really well. Try and bring it a bit closer to show you. You can have a look. And it's a bit blurry, but what you can see is you've got the checkpoints there, and then the times down, and I'll just move and write things down as they go. So it's just, I've given myself 2 weeks to do that, so the following week I've done the same thing. I had a little error here, in fact printed these over a bit too far. I'd like them right on the edge, so if you can see here I corrected that a little bit more. But that's okay, I'll live with it, because it really just saves me time, and also I just need the whole page to look good for myself. And that's the whole point of this. It needs to be working for me. It needs to be set out the way that I can actually be very efficient with this. So, and I've just washi taped the borders a little bit ahead of time. I can actually print these checkpoints and times with the washi tape on my printer. That really saves me a lot. I did toy with the idea of printing these dividers instead of washi tape. I had a bit of a go. It didn't quite work out. So at the moment washi tape looks good. I think the barbed wire, it just makes a statement. Read into that what you want. Alright, so I have got the rest of the year in there. I have tended to just have 6 months, but because some of my planning does go almost a year in advance, I do try to, it's a bit difficult to have it in 2 places, so I've just decided to have it all there. Contacts, I won't go through that, but I've just printed up everything from my iPhone, and then I add bits and pieces to the page, and I'll probably print this up again at the end of the year, just because I did lose my iPhone phone details, and this was stored on a spreadsheet, and it's not complete. I did lose quite a few of the recent phone numbers, but there it is. At the back we've got finance, again the nice green sciencey looking dividers, and then I write down receipts, and these are envelopes that I print on, and again there's a video on those, and I write down all the details, and then this is great for tax purposes. If I have to pay a larger bill, say using FPOS or something like that, there's no receipt. So these are purchases, and then these are basically just large online purchases and payments. I'll then write out the details and then also check what it is, whether it was FPOS, credit card, and so on. Receipt numbers down the side there. Just a couple more notes. A ruler. I've got this vertical opening pocket. These are stickers with my address on it. My small mini washboard, my dashboard, with some. And I use this tape to indicate the weather. Don't do it every day, of course. And then just a happy birthday in case I need to use that for a card. And on the other side here, I have just some post-it notes that I use, just a few. I don't have them very many, just a few there. Another ruler, and then of course just some toying with some redesigning of some of the pages. So I've just left those in some blank Filofax pages and a couple more plastic sleeves and some lined paper as well, and just a protective sleeve at the back. And of course there's a big pocket right in the back which I don't actually use, and the beautiful finish in the back, which is also housing a pocket on the side here so that you could put a notepad in if you want to. And that's the Balmoral. It's what I use every day. I have it with me all the time. A couple of people have asked me, you know, how often do you use it and where do you keep it? I have it with me in my bag, and actually I might do another video just of the content of the bag that I carry, because that in itself complements the use of this A5 Balmoral. It's just something I use constantly. It's on my desk at work, it's on my desk at home, and I use it all the time. And it's just, you know, just one of the greatest organizing tools that I have in my life. So there's a little insight into my Filofax that I'm using, my update for February 2014. Just want to thank you all for all the comments and all the emails, and also just the comments and suggestions for videos, and just thanks for your support, and especially to all the people who subscribe to my channel. So if you are interested in subscribing, the details are down below, of course, and also I do have a blog called FILOFAXUATIONS, which you can find more information about my Filofaxes, poetry, songs, my journey as a Filofax user, and a whole lot more. So once again, Kent from Oz is just saying thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you on another Filofax video.